What is up, everybody? My name is Evan Sparks. Welcome to SparksProductions. Recently, I was in Anaheim, California for VidCon, and while I was there, I got a chance to see an interview that Burnham did with Grace Helbig about his new film, 8th Grade. I am a big fan of Burnham's comedy, but especially of A24, which is the production and distribution company behind Burnham's new film, and also behind some of my favorite films like Moonlight, Lady Bird, The Florida Project, and most recently, Hereditary. So, as you might imagine, I'm really excited to see 8th Grade. The interview was pretty long, so I tried to cut it down to just the things that were related to 8th grade or the filmmaking process. Bo talks about his experience with the film, the transition from comedy to directing, as well as the writing process. And if you don't want to sit through the whole interview because it is pretty long, I've put some timestamps in the description for some of the specific topics he covers. So without further ado, here's the interview. I hope you enjoy.
Burnham, everybody!
I'm a rebel.
Wow. All right.
Who needs a face with ankles like these? Am I right? Come on.
Your ankles are made for radio.
Yeah.
They're really big.
Okay. All right, it's on.
Bo, the first thing I have to say is, welcome back to YouTube.
Appreciate it. I've been there the whole time. I've been watching. It's short for video conference, correct? No. Yeah, no, I've been on YouTube. I've been watching a lot.
I'm observing like a creeper?
More of an observer than a maker for
But you started it all. I just want you guys to know, we're going to take some audience questions in a little bit, but we have the hashtag VidCon 8th grade. If you guys tweet any of your questions, trust me, I'm not being rude looking on my phone. I'll be looking for your questions if you have them. So by all means, anything that comes to mind, please use the hashtag, and I'll try and find it throughout the session.
Did you pick the pictures? Your picture's great. I look like a murderer. I look like a young caveman.
Where are you there?
I'm staring into my father's eyes.
Yeah, I am too.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. Okay, so how many of you have seen the movie 8th grade? What the what?
Where did you see it?
South by Southwest.
South by Southwest.
Okay. If you have one word to describe the movie, what would it be?
Gucci.
There you go.
That's my joke, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so
Correct.
I'm going to ask all the standard questions first. I actually have a printout of the questions I've been asked to ask you.
Okay,
if
great.
that's okay. So explain to us what 8th grade is.
It's a grade between 7th and 9th. There isn't one. All right, well, picture a 13-year-old girl. It's a movie about a 13-year-old girl in her last week of 8th grade, sort of trying to bridge the gap between what she thought she would be by that point and what she actually is.
And it takes place in present day.
Yes, 20, yeah.
And so, I have no idea what time it is.
Yeah.
So what made you want to write and direct a movie like this?
I want to work with people again. I did theater.
Get out of the cave?
Yeah, exactly. Get out of my own head cave. It was really, I did theater all my life, and I loved working with people, and then I did comedy for a long time, and I was very tired of my own head and my own face, and I wanted to use other people's faces. But it really was that, wanting to just work with people again, and that's when we
This is such a, I watched it and I sobbed because I dealt with that 8th grade experience as a young girl trying to fit in. Spoiler alert, it's very, very overwhelming and even now I don't understand the pressures of social media in terms of like your most important time of your life trying to figure out who you are.
Yeah, it's already really difficult to be an 8th grader.
Yeah.
To be an 8th grader now.
And you portrayed it so well, and it resonated with me so much. What made you make the main character female?
It wasn't like a choice, it just felt right. The research for the movie was just watching hundreds of videos of kids talking online about themselves.
Really?
And I sorted it by upload date, not view count or relevance, because I was interested in talking about kids that aren't being seen. We tend to only talk about people on the internet that go viral, and as someone that went viral, it's not that interesting, majority of people online are expressing themselves to not large audiences, and I think they should be talked about too, and portrayed as well. But I watched hundreds of these videos of kids. The boys talked about Minecraft, and the girls talked about their souls, so I was like, I'm just saying the movie about a boy would just be like 90 minutes of Fortnite references. But no, so it's just like, I found more commonality in the girls of that age just because they tend to run a little deeper. Sorry if you're a 13-year-old boy. I'm sure there's some sensitive 13-year-old boys out there.
You're allowed to be sensitive, and you will also resonate with this movie.
Yeah, exactly. And really, I didn't want it to be, a lot of movies about young people feel nostalgic. They feel like memories of the adults that are making them, and I didn't want it to be that. I wanted it to be like, I was never a 13-year-old girl. I was also never a 13-year-old right now. I think both those things are different than what it was for us when we were younger. So.
Okay, one of the things that's really fascinating to me is you have worked on your own specials, you've done your own TV shows, and now you're directing other specials. Like Chris Rock directed your special?
I directed his now.
You directed. Oh, God, I wish that was a joke, but that's real. Yeah, that's the reality of it, which is nuts. So before any of the Chris Rocks enter your world, how do you choose the people that you work with?
People that you can spend time with and not get furious at, really, are like friends. People that you can talk with for a long time. I think that's the best way to do it, because like, yeah, you know what toxic creative environments are like, and you can. But also, like for young people here, like it's the same thing that you felt making this stupid little skit in your bedroom, and like those, you are learning the creative process very early. I found that like, 10 years in my career or whatever, I'm going, I finally found what I want to do, and it's the stuff I was doing in theater when I was 15 years old. So like, yeah, I think it's just trying to simplify it and not trying to overthink it, try to surround yourself with like people that have strengths where you have weaknesses. Just like be around people you don't want to kill. Like truly, people you don't want to fight with. I mean, because that is really
Put
what.
that on a pillow.
But it really is what destroys things. It does. Like you've had it too, I'm sure, where it's just like that's where the toxicity comes from. Not creative differences. It's like personal differences.
No, I want to talk a little bit about the casting process for 8th grade, because Elsie K. Fisher, who is the lead in this, she's amazing. She's absolutely incredible. How did you find, what was your process for casting someone like that? Because I'm sure that was the crux of the whole.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
totally. I wanted kids that were actually that age. Like, I hate watching movies about young people with kids that are, 20 and 25.
Don't watch 90210.
Yeah, it's
gonna
rough.
bum you out. Yeah.
It's like, because I just think the way you look back at that age is not the same way you. I wanted it to feel like someone looking out from their experience, not someone looking back at their experience.
Yeah.
So we met everybody, we met a ton of kids, and she was sort of the only one that played because Kayla's very shy, the character's very shy, and socially anxious.
Yeah.
And she was the only one that felt like a shy kid pretending to be confident. Every other young actor felt like a confident kid pretending to be shy, because like there's just like the space of young actors
so
are
real.
nice.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and child actors, are crazy people.
Are a little crazy.
Yeah.
But it was just feeling the whole thing with kids, just like trying to get all real, actual 13-year-olds in the thing. Most of the kids in the movie are from the actual school we shot at, from the neighborhood.
Really?
And I would go up and I would meet with the kids every Saturday, just the extras, just to have a conversation with them. And I'd do I'd be like, what's your name? What, do you have a special talent? And one girl, I said, what's your name? And she said, I said, do you have a special talent? She goes, I have eczema. The whole point of the movie was just like, how do you get these kids in unprocessed? Because they're already so right for the role, like they're hilarious and weird and stupid. It's like, come on in without any judgment.
Also, what an inspiring young woman. Turn
I know.
negative into a positive.
I know, incredible.
I get rashes. They're pretty cool. Check them out. Okay, talk to me about directing versus performing. Because you directed this film, and you're obviously not the star in it. But what is the difference for you, mindset-wise, when you take on a directing job versus when you go on stage and you do stand-up?
Yeah, I mean, I like to act when I direct. It's like I like to try to act with the actors and be in it with them. It's again very similar to what it was when I was doing theater, where I just felt we were all working together and working through a scene, even if not just the people that had lines are the ones contributing to it. But yeah, just great to be able to attend to other people. Being a director is really just being a fan of other people's talents and just being a specific fan and attending to people and trying to have like a sort of contagious focus or a contagious passion, but not to like overly control things. And especially with this content, it's like, you're not going to control 8th graders, you're not going to control 13-year-olds. Just like, let them go and make sure they don't drown. Like, that was truly my job. Like this big pool party scene, it really was just like, just count the heads, make sure they're above water.
That's what they teach you at NYU.
Yeah,
you guys can skip that whole semester, don't worry, you just learned all of it right here. What was the first thing that you directed?
I co-directed What, my special, and Make Happy Land. And then the first thing I directed on my own was my friend Gerard Carmichael's HBO special. Yeah. And then Chris Rock's the
Just, I'll pick up a couple names that you just dropped.
Yeah, just
We're going to open up to questions in a second, you guys. I'm going to run into the audience and then check Twitter to see if you guys have any specific questions for Bo. But let's do it now. If you guys have questions, raise your hands.
Don't
yeah,
go for it. Look at this. We're open.
Bam, my legs work.
I was just wondering if you learned anything from the 8th graders and just working with kids who were really real and weird.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like the whole point was trying to just like defer to them always. I wrote a bunch of Facebook into the movie, and then they read the script and they were like, no one uses Facebook. And then they were like, what is this about my aunt? So yeah, I mean, it was all about learning from them, deferring to them, the shit that what I hate about movies about young people is that it feels like old people pretending, and it's like young people in movies being like, oh my god, #savage. No one talks like that. And if they do, they're making fun of the fact that they would talk like that. So it really was just letting the kids lead. Like I would tell the kids, like, all right, you're in an auditorium, heckle the principal, and kids would be like, LeBron James. I'd be like, it was just about like letting them lead, so it was all learning, it was all learning. I appreciate the question, man.
How did you get affiliated or hooked up with A24? And are you facing any criticism for being a male writing about a 13-year-old girl?
Only from you, no. So A24 is the company that produced it. They did, a bunch of wonderful movies, Moonlight, Lady Bird, and Ex Machina, good timing. So I had met them a few years ago when they were just a distributor to maybe distribute this movie, and then I couldn't really get the money, and then eventually they got, they were starting to produce movies, and then they were able to produce this. But I'd met with them for a little while. They're really, really wonderful. And I was anticipating a lot of it. I was worried, and I was very, very conscious the whole time of being a dude in charge of a young woman's story.
Yeah.
And I was very worried that it was going to be like, I can't believe a man wrote this, but the reaction has actually been, I can't believe a man wrote this, which is like, but yeah, I hope I hope it's because I was very aware of it, and I don't think I overstepped my bounds. But at the same time, I have to believe that I can understand someone like that. For the reason that I did stand-up for a long time, the kids that would come up to me after shows and really understand what I was saying in my shows were 14 to 15-year-old girls, more than 27-year-old men. So if there was a bridge between us that I had to walk to write this movie, it was built by them to me first. I felt understood by 8th grade girls before I presumed to understand 8th grade girls. So, yeah.
That's amazing, sorry.
Oh, you were crouched the whole time.
So after writing this movie, have you decided that you want to definitely make more, or do you want to move towards more comedy-specific movies? And then also, if you continue to make movies, are you going to do lots of cameos, like a Stanley style?
That's hilarious. Yeah, maybe when I get to be his age, not till then. But the movie is funny too. I might make it sound like super serious. I think it's funny, but yeah, no, I get it. I totally get it. But yeah, it's more project by project, really. It's not like, oh man, I want to, if I hope I can think of another great movie and do it, but I wouldn't want to just direct to direct. But yeah, I mean, I really dug it. It was very, very fun, and maybe way less anxious than the stand-up did. Yeah.
I have a question.
Yes.
So how long?
Yes, Grace.
How long did it take from start to finish, writing to producing, shooting, to editing, to final product?
Yeah, so I wrote it 2014 for 2 weeks. Like the first draft was really quick in 2 weeks.
Right,
And
in 2 weeks.
yeah, then it took a couple years to get it made because no one wanted to make it. As things happen. And then I put out my last special on Netflix, which is called Make Happy, and it got enough of a sort of little bit of a buzz where it felt like, okay, I have enough momentum right now to get this little movie greenlit.
Yeah.
So that's what I did. Yeah.
What's your, I'm gonna go on Twitter and get some questions from you guys, so please use the hashtag. What's your writing process? I know everyone has a different one, but what's yours, like, what's your go-to? When you're blocked, when you're, like, I need to shut off, or when you're like, I need to work on a new project? Like,
I do watch videos online of
Really?
people, of just people. Like, I love vlogs that have 10 views. I really do. Like, that's my
Because they're
favorite.
pure.
Yeah, they're just raw and real and beautiful.
Mhm.
And sometimes scary, and sometimes weird, and sometimes exciting, and sometimes infuriating. So that's a lot of times been, and just the internet is such a wonderful place to just get like real, unfiltered people expressing
Yeah.
themselves.
And you couldn't get unless you just drove through and looked at people's attitudes.
Truly, that's what I feel like. People say, how'd you get to know these kids? It's like they're online. I can just look at them online. I didn't have to like hide in the bushes outside of a school. You know what I mean? No, I just have to you have to clear your Google history when you're researching 8th grade pool party though.
Okay. Someone was asking, is 8th grade reflective of how high school was for you? I mean, I'm not saying the female version, but I'm saying like the anxieties, the...
Oh, middle school.
Yeah, it's 8th grade.
Reflective of middle school.
Yeah,
Okay, that was
you were
right.
pretty much in high school when you were in 8th grade.
Yeah, well, that is part of it. Is that like I did feel that there's a lot of high school movies, and I feel like by the time kids get to high school, they're over it. Like all the sort of questions are asked of kids much younger.
Well, no, that's why it's interesting that it's set in 8th grade, because high school is like the movie genre of like people feeling discontent and like how to keep up and I have to be part of a clique and all this.
Yeah,
But 8th grade I thought was such an interesting like year to put this person in.
Yeah, just like your body's exploding, you're a child, you're an adult, it's insane. Like, I was kind of a hammy loser in 8th grade. I didn't start really getting nervous and in my own head until probably like sophomore year, because I was a little behind. I hit puberty very late. Yeah, puberty very late. We don't want to get into that.
That's the next movie. Okay, someone's asking, Dukes Howell, how are you able to incorporate your comedy style into the movie? Like, I'm curious about the collaboration of your jokes versus them being just teenagers and letting them like talk. Like, how much improvisation versus what you wrote down was there?
It wasn't a lot of improv, but the writing was aggressively not clever. I mean, I didn't want to be clever. I was tired of talking about the current moment by being ironic or satirical. I just wanted to be like real. Because my problem is like satirizing the internet doesn't work for me, or didn't work. And it's just like the internet's already satirizing itself. What are you gonna do? Like make fun of memes? Like what are you talking about?
Scumbag Steve just walked out of the room.
But it's everything on the internet is self-referential, is meta, is commenting on itself. So for me, the way to really talk about it was to just portray it in a very granular, base, emotional way. I love Black Mirror, but I don't think that's the only way we have to talk about the internet. In terms of like dystopian satire, it's like there's a subtler conversation to have about the internet than like Russia and cyberbullying. You know what I mean? It's like I kind of want to talk about like the subtle way that the internet interfaces with our hearts, the way it makes us feel kind of nervous in our bed at the end of the day. How you have to choose between all the information in the world and the back of your eyelids. That's kind of sad.
We're having this conversation at VidCon.
But
the internet.
but that's the point. But I'm not critical of it.
But that's also why I wanted to ask you, like, why? I mean, I think that was my big takeaway, was that I'm 32 years old. I grew up at a point in my life where I didn't have the internet, and then had the internet, and became like obsessed. But still remember a time when I didn't have it. And so many of you out there, I'm sure, have grown up with only knowing the internet as a source of connection, as a source of stress, as a source of all these different,
All those things, yeah.
as a source of just like self-comparison, as a source of like inspiration,
Self-acceptance, self-rejection.
all of that. And so it's fascinating how subtle you play, or the main female plays, the stress levels and like somewhat toxicity, but like hope and optimism of what the internet provides.
Yeah.
'Cause, I mean, I'm sure you had a point in your life, like when you didn't have the internet. You're 20, what? 7. Okay, God bless. And so there's a point in your life where you didn't have the internet, where you had to like call someone on your landline, you had to do stuff like that, and you remember that. And so for people that are growing up now, like what is your point of view on the toxicity, I guess, of the internet?
Yeah, I mean, and again, I don't feel like I'm sitting here like I'm part of this.
No, I know, yeah.
I'm a victim to the internet as anybody. I'm addicted to it. I love it. I get inspired by it. I see that the internet's given visibility to people that never would have had visibility and set the country on fire.
Yeah.
We're hyper-connected and we're lonely.
Yeah.
We're overstimulated and we're numb.
Yeah.
Both these things exist, and I don't think that like young people on the internet are. You can have this conversation. We can feel this thing. We don't have to just get up and be like creators. You know what I mean? Like we can feel that and celebrate that because it's good to create.
It's
You
great
know?
to create, but it's also great to feel like
But
the
also
destruction of
example,
creation. You know, to feel like the emotional recompense of that.
Yeah, exactly. That it's both, and that's the whole thing. It's like in my stand-up, I had to be critical because it's funnier. It's not funny to go up and be like, I feel two things at once. But the truth of what I feel is, I have absolute love for YouTube. I would never be where I was without YouTube. The script wouldn't be what it was without YouTube. I love this place. I love people's want to express themselves. And then there's the other side of the coin where older people talk about this generation like they're self-obsessed and they're narcissistic. I do think they're self-obsessed, but I don't think it's I don't think it's self-obsession as a choice. It's self-obsession as a cultural norm. It's a bummer to think about yourself all the time, right? It's a bummer to think about yourself
It's a bummer to
all
see
the time,
numbers
every moment.
measured against numbers.
Yeah.
I remember a time where I didn't know that my friends have more numbers than me. You know, and then I have cousins now that will delete an Instagram photo if it doesn't get enough likes in like 5 minutes. And that to me is like, oh, that's the dark side of the social media thing.
Yes, to quantify how likable you are, how attractive you are, how accepted you are, how seen you are. And kids used to be able to escape this. You can't escape your social life. It's following you everywhere all the time. This movie is not about like, it's not a TED Talk. It's not telling you what to think. It's going like, this is sort of how I think it feels. This is how the internet registers to me in my tummy.
But that's why, yeah. That's,
Really?
No, for sure. And that's why it resonated, because it felt so real. It felt like I'm not an 8th grader, but I felt the stress that an 8th grader feels to deal with social media the way it is and deal with real life and balance the two at the same time. And also want to express yourself and figure out who you are.
Yeah, and sometimes the internet makes 8th graders of us all. Sometimes
Yeah.
I know I sometimes we'll look at our friends and be like, why are they actually 13 right now? You know what I mean? But that's so with a 13-year-old, you can actually do it really genuinely, which is I think beautiful. But yeah, it's like it's.
So how's your dog?
My dog's good. So just something a little less heavy. But yeah, it's a crazy moment we're in. It's a very exciting moment. And as young people start making things more, I think we're going to see the internet be portrayed more subtly, more emotionally, as opposed to the sort of internet as portrayed by adults feels to me like the movie's about like, then she threw her phone into the ocean and she was happy. You know what I mean? It's like, no, really, no. Like it's not that simple.
Oh yeah, have you seen The Net? With Sandra Bullock?
No.
Oh, from like 1985?
Or cyberbullying with 2 backslashes.
Yeah, I haven't, but I will
That's a
put
good
it
right.
on. You
That's a
just
good one.
became Zach. Okay, by accident.
But it's like, and it's like mothers storming into a room being like, who are you DMing? All right.
Okay, someone wants to know, were there some funny incidents / situations on set? I'm gonna assume situations means the positive, not the negative.
Yeah, no, it was all good. It was like, the kids were incredibly well behaved, amazing. No one thought, no one.
That, you sound like a substitute teacher right
But
now.
really, but I actually feel that way. And I like had that vibe around them. Like, you have to like let them make fun of you. 2 extras were caught making out, which is very funny. But yeah, it was a lot of just, yeah. It's very easy to endear kids to you. You just like dab and then they make fun of you. You just have to be a lame old person that doesn't know what's going on and then they accept you. You don't try to be young, you try to be humble.
What was the hardest part of the writing process? It's a question that comes up frequently in the tag.
Yeah, you're really crowdsourcing it.
No, I'm just going through my Instagram right now. So someone wants to know, like, how do you
How do you write?
prepare?
How do you
I
write?
don't know.
The writing, I love the writing. The writing's the real easy, not the easy part, but the most enjoyable part of it. It's just trying to keep it exciting and interesting. And also accessible. When you're writing a screenplay, you're not writing a novel. It's going to be a collaboration with actors and people. So just letting it be open and not being too precious about it.
Here's my question for you. Is there a person or persons that when you get to a product that you're proud of, that you show first, that you care about their opinions of it?
Yeah, my girlfriend's a writer-director. She's the only person I let read the stuff while I'm writing it.
Yeah.
She's the only one that sees things as they're being made. And then, after I make it, I don't really, her and a couple friends. Yeah.
But you have a group of people that you're like, I care about their opinions of this. This is the feedback that I respect.
Feedback, sure, but I don't care about what they think. Because I really don't want to base my friendships off if they like my shit or not.
Sure.
Like, truly, like,
Yeah.
so it's like, I have really close friends where I'm like, you might not like this movie, I don't care. I don't want to base my friendships on, mutual enjoyment of each other's things. Like,
Got it. Yeah. So you're not best friends with your agents and managers. And
yeah,
that sort of
well,
thing.
he's here, duh. I love you, buddy.
A fan. Okay. People are asking, just general questions. When does the movie come out?
Yeah, July 13th, it comes out in New York and LA, and then it'll expand everywhere sort of in the next couple weeks and
Okay.
things. It'll be a rated R, because eighth grade is rated R. You know what I mean? Like, the actual age is, and the irony is, like, if you portray kids as they are, they can't go see it. And it's like tame compared to what actual eighth graders actually are.
The actual sensitive moments are handled with such care that it's bonkers that it's rated R, but I fully understand it.
Yes. It's the world.
Yeah.
Did you feel like you needed to prime yourself from doing like YouTube videos to directing a feature film, like physically or mentally?
No, I mean, I never really saw them as different, And I tell people when they ask for advice or whatever, it's like, you can learn how to do the technical stuff. You can learn all that stuff. Like, the real journey of the creative process is your relationship to your own making things. Making things always helps making things. So I didn't see it as different. You shouldn't see it as different. There's more people to interface with. There's more whatever. I sound like a robot. There's more, but you know what I mean? There's more. It's more money, a little more technical. It gets a little crazy, but the actual thing is the same. I feel like I've been doing the same thing for since I was 12. It's just making things, having an idea in my head, seeing it made, taking inventory of the distance between what I thought it would be and what it is, trying to close that the next time. So no, I don't think you should think of it as different. These things are loaded like movies and then the internet. That's not true. It just isn't.
So who are your biggest inspirations as a director for this movie?
For this movie, specifically, Andrea Arnold did Fish Tank and American Honey, and this one, Marissa Silver did a movie called Old Enough. Like John Cassavetes, like Woman Under the Influence, just like sort of. This movie Krisha that came out recently, Trey Schultz, who did that. Julia Ducournau made this film called Raw. Those are 5. Yeah, it's a good one.
How do you, I guess, do you have any tips for someone trying to create? Because, how to, think of an idea, write it down, and then, present it with, other people?
Yeah, so forgive yourself right away. Even the way you phrase that seems a little precious. Not precious, I mean a little overly worried about, you don't have to think about presenting it to people yet. Just start making stuff. Your creative stuff can be, you don't have to show anybody. Like Emily Dickinson was burning her shit. You know what I mean? But really, don't worry about that. The problem with the internet for me, in terms of the paradigm of the thing, is people are thinking about, before they've even had an idea, they're thinking about writing it, revising it, making it, presenting it, the feedback, sometimes how they're going to counteract the feedback that they get. It's way too much. Just slow down. You know what I mean? Just start. Just start making stuff. And don't worry about the whole branded package of yourself. That's something to come way, way after. Way, way after.
That's a great answer. I'm sorry, I also forgot that I was moderating. I was just listening. And this is very helpful. Thank you, Bo.
And again, this is all stuff I tell myself. I'm not sitting up here
Easier
finger
said than
wagging.
done. fun.
Like, it's stuff I have to remind myself too. I struggle with that, but yeah.
And it's obviously easier said than done, and in the culture that is the internet today, you see all these finished quote-unquote packages of people and brands, etc., that, like you said, you think A to Z rather than just staying with A until you get to B, and then staying with B until you get to C.
And again, like, yeah, I'm like a little critical of the internet we talk about. That's because the internet is the only one with hope. All the other mediums are lost causes of crazy branded stuff that has no, you know what I mean? It's like, because the internet's the only one that actually still has like chaos and some actual grassroots movement in it, as opposed to every other medium that's been bought and sold. And I sold my movie to it, and I'm a hypocrite. Good night.
We love you both!
We're going to end this session. When is the film coming out? How can people watch it? What's the best way for them to find it? And all their specials?
Those are around, I only care about this, July 13th in New York and LA, and then, July 20th, 27th in other cities. But thank you all for being here. Grace, thank you especially for being here.
Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that and that you're just as excited as I am to see 8th grade. Today is July 13th, which means that it is the official release date in New York and Los Angeles for the film. So if you get a chance to go see it, definitely do. I know I will be seeing it as soon as I can. And with that, we've reached the end of the video, so thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, go ahead and check out my film Don't Stare. The link will be in the description below, and I'll see you guys next time.